is called a fitna. Sometimes it is something that is bad, sometimes it is something that is even good. So for example, you are going and you are working, and there is this helper there that you shouldn't be looking at. There are fitna for you is because it can cause a problem in your relationship at home and in your relationship with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Or sometimes it's something like you're reading Quran and it's a time of Maghrib Salah. Say, let me read a little longer. Let me finish this part off. It's the Jama'at, you delay the Jama'at, you miss the Jama'at. That is also can be fitna. Sometimes doing something good can also be fitna. There's a hadith where Rasulullah in Ibn Hibban, where Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam was giving khutbah, and Sayyidina Hassan and Hussein radiallahu anhuma walked into the masjid, وَعَلَيْهِمَا ثَوْبَانْ أَحْمَرَانْ, and they were wearing 2 red shirts. Each of them was wearing a red shirt. So the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam comes down from the minbar, picks them up, gets back on the minbar, and says, إِنَّمَا أَمْوَالُكُمْ وَأَوْلَادُكُمْ فِتْنَةٌ, indeed your wealth and your children is a fitna. Imam Bukhari rahmatullahi alayhi brings essentially 2 hadith in this chapter. There are a few other ahadith, but they're just a variation of words of the second ahadith. The first one is where Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam says, تَعِسَ عَبَدُ الدِّينَارِ وَعَبَدُ الدِّرْهَمِ وَعَبَدُ الْخَمِيسَ وَالْقَطِيفَ. The Prophet sallallahu alayhi wa sallam says, تَعِسَ. تَعِسَ means to be destroyed, to be cursed, to be ill-fortunate. Abdul dinar wa abdul dirham. The slave of dinar and the slave of dirham, the slave of qatifa and khamisa, the slave of clothes and luxuries. In the time of Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, dinar is a gold coin and dirham is a silver coin. وَمَا سُمِّيَ الدِّينَارِ إِلَّا لِلنَّارِ. And dinar isn't called dinar because unless there is a nar inside, there's fire inside. وَدِرْهَمْ مِنْ ham. And ham in Arabic means to have worries and problems, and dirham is from the same word. The Prophet ﷺ says, this person who is a slave to their money. He doesn't use the word malikud dirham or jami'ud dirham, the one who gathers money, the one who owns a lot of money. He says, abadud dinar, the slave. See, it's not necessarily wrong to have a lot of money. That isn't the problem. Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam tells Sayyidina Abdul Rahman bin Auf radiallahu anhu, you are the last sahabi to enter Jannah. Why, ya Rasulullah? Because of your accounting will take so long. So he had a huge caravan. He said, Ya Rasulullah, I give the entire thing to sadaqah. Nabi alayhi salam said, Jibreel came and said, no, give half and invest the other half. So having the wealth, having the finances, there were some sahaba that were exponentially wealthy. Zubair bin al-Awwam radiallahu anhu was a millionaire. Multi-millionaire, but on his deathbed, he thought he was dying in debt. And some other day, inshallah, we'll go over the story. He's one of the most fascinating stories from amongst the Sahaba on how they accumulated wealth. So essentially, it's not wrong. But when a person becomes a slave of their money, a slave of their job, a slave of their wealth, where their children, their family, good moments, I knew a person, day of Eid, they're working. Your brother, what are you going to get on the day of Eid if you're working? One time, my father came home, and you know, when we come home, we don't want to see, I want our food. Watch a little show, relax. So the kid comes, says, Daddy, can I ask you a question? He says, don't you know I just came home right now, I'm tired. Go from here. Then a little later, he felt bad. He comes and he sits down, and he says, what did you want to ask me? So, Dad, how much do you make an hour? It's a personal question. He says, how dare you ask me such a rude and disrespectful question? How much do I make an hour? Don't you know this is against adab? How can you ask? Go to your room. A little while later, he says, okay, you know what? I maybe shouldn't have spoken so harshly. Goes to the kid's room. He says, I make $50 an hour. The kid says, Dad, can I borrow 20? Now he gets even more mad. You ask me all of this question just so you can take some money? Felt bad, gave him the $20. The kid gets very happy, opens his drawer, and there's a bunch of other crumbled bills. So Dad's getting even more angry now that you have money and you're asking me for money. And the kid gathers all the bills together and he says, Dad, this is $50, can I get 1 hour of your time? Same time that we don't have time right now, when this becomes white and this starts going, if it hasn't gone already, you want this time from your children. لو أنفقت ما في الأرض جميعا, even if you give them everything, they won't give you that time. Because in the days they were growing up, you didn't grow up with them. You built the business, so you have the dunya, but that money can't talk to you. The money cannot do your khidmah, it cannot come and press your feet. You want your children to do that. The money cannot go and pick up the dishes from the table. You want your children to do that. This job and this business, no one from corporate is going to come, no, your boss isn't going to come, no one is going to come. What we were supposed to build around us, we didn't build. And when the time came of our old age, and we are looking to see where are they are at the very place where you left them with. You left them for the dunya, and they're leaving you for the dunya now. That is why don't enslave yourself behind that. But do khidmat. Be with them for the sake of the deen. Teach them something. Be around them. Give them time. Play catch with them. Play. How many kids come here and tell me, Mufti Wasim, in our entire life, my dad never said, I love you to me. That day I started thinking too, my dad never said, I love you to me either. But our time was different. Our time, this generation is different. Hassas means they're to the very subtle things, they notice it. And they require a level of affection. Give them that time. That's your biggest investment in life, not your stocks, not your... You leave them behind money, but you didn't leave with them a father or a mother. What's the point? The money is going to guide them, the money is going to talk to them, the money is going to be there for them. No? Nothing is more valuable than your time. How many families and homes in our own community, people don't eat together on the same table? Growing up, to me, this was foreign. If you would have told me as a child or that, that everyone doesn't eat at the same table, wallahi, I would have think you were a liar. Came home over here, earned so much, did so much work, and the ni'mat of rizq cannot be enjoyed together, that means we're doing something wrong. If money is coming inside the house and the kid is eating outside and not eating what is cooked at home, there's something wrong. That has to change. So Rasulullah says, Ta'isa. And the following hadith Imam Bukhari says, is لو كان لابن آدم واديا من ذهب لحب أن يكون له واديان. If Ibn Adam had one valley of gold, he'd want another. Now, let me translate this in your language. If Ibn Adam had $1,000, he'd want 2,000. If he has 2,000, he wants 4,000. If he has 4,000, 8,000. If he has one bank account, he wants two. One car, he wants two. One home, now he wants an investment property. وَلَن يَمْلَأَ إِلَّا فَاهُ التُّرَابِ وَلَن يَمْلَأَ فَاهُ إِلَّا التُّرَابِ. The Prophet ﷺ says, nothing is going to enter you. Your eyes are greedy. You're looking at everything. And you want it. هَلْ مِن مَزِيدٍ, I want. But the only thing that's going to enter you is the turab. When you die and you enter the grave and the dirt is thrown over you, that is all that's going to enter you. Everything else you're going to leave behind. وَلَن يَمْلَأَ فَاهُ إِلَّا التُّرَابِ. This constant greed. Make sure when we go back home today, assess ourselves. How much do I spend time with my family? How many divorces are we having at the age of 40, 50, 60 years old? It shocks me. We didn't invest in the relationship, man. When we are retiring from the dunya, we're retiring from our relationship with our wife, from our parents, from our children, from our family. We're retiring from all these relationships. Invest in them just as you invest in anything else. And know everything else will cease, but this will continue. And because we sit around many of the elders, and this is what we hear, the pain in their heart. My kid, mashallah, became such and such. Where is he? Oh, he's somewhere else. Oh, I haven't seen them in a year. Oh, I haven't seen them. What value is this dunya? What value is this education? What value is this career? If the parents themselves do not see their children and their family, and there is no family, they too will leave this dunya. They too will go ahead. Who will do dua? Who will do... how many kids of ours cannot even read Salatul Janazah on us if we were to die tomorrow? That is the saddest part. That if I die tomorrow, can my son and daughter read Salatul, at least on me, can they read Salatul Janazah? Do they even know how to do dua for me? And when I'm in my dark grave and I'm going to want them to do sadaqah and build things, how much are they going to do for me? And what they could have done for you, you could have done for yourself. Build your akhirah. Build your family. Connect these relationships. Invest in them. Let go of the ego. Let go of the nafs. Go play games with them. Go bowling with them. Go eat out with them. Bond with them. Bring them to the masjid with you. Speak to them with mahabbah and love. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala put hidayat in all of our homes. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala heal our hearts. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala put love in our homes. And may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala guide our children. Subhanahu wa ta'ala.